Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And Investing Early and the Power of Compounding Interest. You're probably not aware that we are just throwing money away. The fact is, if we examine our daily lives, we could find quite a few things that we are wasting money on. Subscriptions, Disney Plus, Netflix, Hulu, Prime, even some subscriptions to health clubs and fitness centers that we don't use anymore. Eating out, fast food and restaurants are pretty expensive these days, and it costs quite a bit to go. You know, it costs more having that fast food and restaurant food delivered to you, because not only is there a delivery charge, there's usually a tip involved as well. So there's always the vices of smoking and drinking. Last time I checked, cigarettes look to be about $10 a pack. That's quite an expense. It's like everybody's blaming cigarettes for the ills of society, and the way they make that known is to keep on raising taxes on it. So credit cards, well, with high balances and high interest, you're just paying them. That money could go right into your pocket if you just would pay those balances down and off and cut those cards up. Loans, such as car and personal loans, they seem to stretch out further and further. Those easy payments, but they never seem to end. They're all little pieces that take away your money. Now, that previous list is far from complete. And in the next slide, I'll give you an example that we all can relate to. I think you might get a hint. So the real cost of that cup of coffee. For example, a large pumpkin spice latte will cost about $6. A month of pumpkin spice lattes will cost about $180. Seems like a bit. Finally, after a year of pumpkin spice lattes, you'll have spent $2,160 and are probably very sick of them at this point. In the next slide, I'll show you what that cup of coffee addiction costs you in future earnings, and that might make you really ill. If you had taken that $6 per day for coffee for a year and invested it, and subsequently forgot about it for the next 10 years, after that 10 years, you could possibly have up to $4,300. That's quite an improvement. That's more than double. What if you forgot about it until you retired? After 40 years, it could potentially have grown to be $35,000. So this is where the power of compounding comes in. So these are real results based on conservative parameters and daily compound interest. This means that the profits are added back into the principal daily, thus compounding the interest. Now let's look at a couple examples based on an online calculator. As you can see here, there's a quick little form. This is actually from a site called investors.gov. So we're showing here that we're investing $100 per month for 40 years at a rate of $8 or 8% per year, compounded daily. Now, if we reveal the results here, they're pretty impressive. So that $100 a month after 40 years equals about $355,000. Now, in this one, we have an under and over by a percent in each direction. So if we undershoot, we're still over 200,000. But if we overshoot by a percent, we're almost close to $500,000. Now let's look at one that can get us to $1 million. So if you invest $250 per month for 40 years at a rate of 8%, so just like our other one, look at that. we can see that if we hit our target, we're at $884,000. But if we're slightly above, we're well above 1.1 million, on our way to 1.2 million. So this power of compounding is like steroids for your money. So it's very impressive. Now you'll need some tools, of course. So, well, there's a few things to do and some homework to make this happen. Let's take a look at some. Now, there's traditional banks such as Wells Fargo or Bank of America. They have in-house brokerages that will help you with that. They do usually charge money. Banks have fees for just about everything. Now, you might want to try a little bit of a DIY approach and go through Robinhood. Robinhood has some preset investing called robo investing that will create a plan for you based on what your goals are. Say you want to retire at 60, they'll put a plan together on how to get there based on where you are, how much you can invest, and how long you'll have to do it. Now, there's also a thing called micro investing. If you want to invest in shares directly, they'll actually let you take partial shares or fractional shares of companies that normally you would have to buy an entire share of. So like Google, say, or Microsoft or something like that, where their shares are, close to $200 or $300, and you would normally have to buy an entire share, but with the micro investing, it'll let you take small portions of that and still realize the potential gains of that same stock. Well, a lot more choices out there, so take your time. So by taking an honest look at the things that you spend money on, you'll be able to find a few extra dollars to set aside for the future. The examples given are not out of your reach, and I strongly encourage you to take advantage of the tools available from a traditional bank or fund a brokerage account and set it and forget it. Thank you.